Salve a tutti signori e bentornati sul canale, io sono Nunzio e riprendiamo la serie Cosa ci offre il Game Pass con Octopath Traveler 2. Già il primo diciamo, una serie l'abbiamo già provata qui, abbiamo fatto un proviamolo nel canale, ve lo metto magari nei link. E questa invece è la seconda serie, la seconda puntata. Parla sempre di 8 personaggi che dopo le storie si intrecciano. Graficamente diciamo che è un misto tra un pixel art 2D e 2.5D forse. Comunque graficamente tanta roba. E per i puristi dei GDR anche questa è molta tanta roba. Andiamocela a provare. Ok, scegliamoci il nostro personaggio. Infermiera. È una speciale la storia dall'inizio al Belfort, una regione di numerosi coloni marittimi. Questo invece Petito Yalwil è un mercante. Agnea Britian, una regione si esibisce in una piccola taverna in un luogo rurale. Questa è selvaggia. Questa pure un membro della confraternita dei serpenti neri, un gruppo di malvidenti. Tu come inquisitore. Il suo nome è un sapiente, una storia che iniziò a Ineria, una regione isola verso il freddo. È accusato dell'omicidio di tua moglie e di tua figlia e è passato 1369 giorni in una gelida cella gelida. Mi ha saltato tutto quello che avevo, un giorno ti ucciderò, stanne certo. E con queste promesse comando nel petto la fiamma della vendetta che inizia il suo viaggio. Sì, andiamo a questo.
The fire in my breast shall never be extinguished.
Galeotto.
All things in this world have a source.
Ogni cosa al mondo deriva da una sola fonte.
Nothing begets nothing.
Nulla nasce dal nulla.
Follow the chain of cause and effect.
Risalendo il susseguirsi di cause ed effetti si giunge a una soluzione.
For the record, you, Oswald, plead not guilty. The facts are thus. Upon extinguishing the fire, the bodies of your wife and daughter were found in the rubble. They were nearly charred beyond recognition. A gruesome sight. I'm sure you agree. Thus, the court accepts, without objection, immolation as the cause of death. However, there is one last inexplicable detail. Nothing one could reasonably consider the cause of the conflagration was found at the scene. Ergo, the fire ought not to have happened at all. Absent the use of magic, that is. You were a scholar of magic, weren't you, Oswald? Is that a mere coincidence? I think not.
Non credo proprio.
Having conducted a thorough investigation of the scene, the court holds the following to be true. You, Oswald, were the only one capable of starting such a fire that night.
In the sacred name of Alephan the Scholar King, Oswald V. Van Stein, we find you guilty of the murder of your wife and daughter, for which you are sent. Do you have any last
Ergastolo gli hanno dato.
words?
Ne so.
Harvey. The man who took everything from me shall die by my hand. I swear it.
E questo era il prologo che abbiamo letto. 5 anni dopo. Abbiamo l'ergastolo. Isola penitenza, prigione.
Frigid
Prigione.
Isle, a solitary island in the far northern reaches of the sea. Some call it the edge of the world, blanketed in snow all through the year. The nearest continent is due east, 4 days' journey by sea. Even then, the fierce blizzards at sea can make a wreck of the mightiest ships. Trips to and from this accursed place are heavily regulated.
Come possiamo evadere? Perché evadiamo?
This place holds all mainlanders found guilty of the most heinous crimes. It held over 300 of us at its peak. In its 80-year history, none have escaped. Or rather,
Alcatraz.
I should say, the deplorable treatment of the prisoners ensures that lives end before sentences do. I have survived for 1,879 days, but neither the unforgiving climate nor the ravages of time shall extinguish the fire in my breast.
1879 giorni, come cacchio? Non puoi dividerli in anni o mesi? No.
Another frigid day in hell, eh, Professor?
Di molte parole.
You know what this is? It's your little notebook. It never leaves your hands, does it? Oh, don't look at me like that. I'm only borrowing it.
Per fare cosa?
You were quite the scholar, weren't you? Yes, this notebook could be worth quite a lot. I'm sure it'd fetch me a tidy pile of cigarettes. You're welcome to take it back, of course, but you'll have to fight me for it.
Molte righe di dialogo. Ipsa azione viaggio. Ferma, seleziona, annulla, muove il personaggio. Durante la notte Oswald può storcere oggetti degli abitanti della città. Durante la notte? X accanto ai personaggi per provare a storcere. Com'è? Non si vede cosa sto selezionando, sì? Se successo da qui non sì. Se lo rivuoi prova pure a rubarmelo, bivello. La grande la cella? Tutti i punti deboli dei nemici per rompere le difese e dominarlo. Oswald può usare la battaglia a bastoni per rivelare i punti deboli dei nemici. Quando potrà brandire altre armi, seleziona attacco. Già l'ho dominato. Domina i nemici. Lo stato del domino rende i nemici incapaci. Ok, andiamo avanti. abilità superiore. Ok. Abilità speciale, non posso, oggetto, difendi, fuggi, no, adesso il bastone. Ok, l'ho fulminato, signori. Mettere cura di io. Aspetta. Ancora qua, non abbiamo fumato.
Take it back. I've got no use for your filthy scribblings anyhow. Help! Guards! He's gonna kill me!
E ho ottenuto il taccuino di Oswald.
Help! Somebody!
What's all this about?
It's him. He attacked me.
Well, if it isn't Oswald, our...
L'hanno uccisa. Aia. È sempre molto
How do you
parole.
like the new toy I gave you, Professor?
Lo potevi anche tenere.
It's a fine little muzzle, isn't it?
Ah, ecco che non
Keeps you
parla.
from speaking those spells you love so much. You're the only one who has the honor of wearing it, I'll have you know. You should be kissing my feet.
Ah, ecco che non parliamo. Sembrava era troppo taciturno.
What's that look for?
Già è stanco?
I know defiance when I see it, and I'll have none of it. I'd love to hear what you sound like. When you're begging
never
for
be
your
bothered.
life, that is.
Seconds. 13 seconds from the time a prisoner calls for help to the guard's response. At least some valuable information's come of all this. 1 warden and 34 guards for 292 prisoners. Over time, I've learned much about the way the prison and all of that knowledge shall inform my eventual escape. An escape for which the plan is written in this notebook. I've revised said plan numerous times these last 5 years, and polished it to a fine sheen. Only 3 pieces of the puzzle remain. The first, an escape route. For this, I have chosen a passage that leads beneath the prison. This passage is overlooked even by the guards themselves, and it leads directly out of this place. I must conduct a more thorough review of it, and soon. The second, suitable clothing. Once I escape, I'll be exposed to the elements. The cold will claim me in minutes if I'm clad in nothing but these rags. The third and final, an accomplice. To escape on my own would be to rely on my own assumptions. I require the help of another with intimate knowledge of the prison's inner workings. With these 3 pieces in place, my plan shall move that much closer to completion. At which point, only its execution shall remain.
Dobbiamo trovare un complice, perfetto. Il mattino seguente.
Wake up, human filth! To work with you!
I understand this island was once dotted with mines. Entire mountains were reduced to rubble for ore, and the prison was built atop the wreckage. To this day, there remains phosphor buried in the frigid earth. It's immensely flammable, and sells for a fair bit of coin. So the prisoners are forced to mine it, and the guards line their pockets with the proceeds.
Mine, scum! Keep those hands moving! I said, keep moving! Unless you'd rather freeze to death! What's wrong with you?
I can't move anymore. Too cold.
Don't you go soft on me, criminal filth. Need I remind you that you were sent here to atone for your misdeeds? So beg whatever gods you serve for forgiveness, and dig, you useless little mole! Your life is worthless compared to the precious phosphor you cleave from the earth.
Che c'entra poco, diglielo.
And believe you me, we'd burn you instead if you were anywhere near as easy to set alight. Do you understand?
Ora.
Answer me!
Warden, sir. He's already dead.
Ecco.
An unfortunately common sight. We are adaptable creatures. Any environment, no matter how horrific. Forced labor is followed by a vanishingly small window of free time.
Aria
It is in
fredda
this
però.
free time that I review the remaining pieces of my plan. They are 3. The first, an escape route. The prison is as old as it is massive. There are bound to be gaps and awkward seams. Perhaps I can glean a hint or two from someone with intimate knowledge of the island's history. The second, suitable clothing. One they call the Provisioner sells the clothing I'll need to survive. But first, I need to find them. The third and final piece, an accomplice. My accomplice cannot be an ordinary prisoner. I must find someone capable of enacting my escape plan. Then all that will remain
Poi c'è salvataggio, signori. Ok.
There are not so many guards watching the cafeteria during this shift. Now is my chance to find an accomplice.
È tutto parlato. Il numero di identificazione frivolo e servile è sempre impiegato ai qualsiasi carcerieri, dato che la loro dà informazioni sugli altri detenuti non gode di buona fama. Ok.
No, this one won't do.
Condannato a 30 anni di carcere, lo si vede solamente in giro, sempre in uno sguardo vigile e attento ai suoi dintorni. Si può leggere anche la ferrea volontà di infondere gli occhi svegli.
You there. Oh. What are you playing at? Skulking around and sizing up all the prisoners.
Sveglio.
Ah, right. You can't speak on account of the muzzle. I've been watching you. You know, for the last 5 years.
Lo stalker.
And all that time you've been feigning indifference while you surveilled the place, right? The other prisoners, the guards, everyone and everything. Watching for minute differences, like you're making some sort of audit. As far as I'm concerned, only 2 types of prisoners watch silently for 5 years. Hungry beasts and people plotting an escape. That's it.
Fidanzato.
It's the former. I know someone who can help. But if it's the latter... So, which one are you? Shake your head if you're the former, or nod if you're the latter. So, my eyes didn't deceive me after all. You're quite clever, I'll say that. Now, for my formal request. I went in on your plan. I can be of use to you. You'll see. I got lots of valuable information I'll only share with a close confidant. I've collected it over my long years in this place. That's why they call me Emerald the Informant.
Informatore?
I know my information is good. You could do far worse, Professor Jailbreak.
Only someone of considerable wit could have figured out my plot from mere observance. Further, he is correct that I have need of his wares.
Direi.
I can certainly use him to my advantage.
I knew you'd see it my way. So, what would you have me do?
This horrid island is 4 days' journey from the nearest shore. Even if our escape proves successful, we'll need a ship capable of making the journey to the mainland. I have set my sights on the vessel carrying the inspectors, who visit the prison on an erratic schedule. Thus, I need to know when it is due to arrive next. The ledger containing that information is fiercely guarded. I stand no chance of laying eyes on it. But all I need to know is the date. For that will be the date we make our escape.
Understood. That won't come easily. Not impossible, though. I'll contact you once I have it.
Bravo.
One more thing. Get me the key to this muzzle. Can't make any promises there, seeing as it was made just for you. Let's just pray luck is on our side, eh, confidant?
The plan is in motion. I just need to let the informant do his work.
Ok, e un'altra giornata è passata.